I mean, when it feels like something is joint locking your brain into submission, you're thinking all kinds of stuff. You're thinking, this is not my friend. This person does not, this whoever this is, they do not have my best interest in mind.
Welcome back to the iJupiter podcast. I'm your host, Tom Franklin, and today we have on the wonderful Rahim. He's going to come on and talk to us about the Kandahar Giant, and I'm looking forward to that. He's told me he's been on other podcasts, but as you guys know, I want to hear it firsthand and have my natural reaction to it, so I hope you guys are going to stick around and check that out. If you keep coming back to the iJupiter, or this is your first time, I hope I earn your subscription day. So please do me a favor, like to subscribe to the channel, and if you could do me a big favor, go over to Spotify or wherever you get your downloads and download the iJupiter podcast for on-the-go type situations. Whether you're at work selling Pepsi products or you're on night shift as a guard, you get to listen to the strange and unusual right here on the iJupiter. So you can find all the links down in the description below. If you want to contact me, you can do that through my email at the iJupiterpodcast@gmail.com. The iJupiterpodcast@gmail.com. So with all that out of the way, let's welcome to the show one Mr. Rahim.
How's it going, everyone? Can everyone hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you just fine. I can hear you just
okay.
fine. Can you hear me?
Awesome. I can hear you just fine. Yeah, earlier I was having a bunch of issues with the I got it fixed. So yeah, it's pretty good. So
yeah, so you're out there in Philadelphia. How's the weather right now, man?
It is freezing. Yeah, it's very cold. The traffic is on I-95 during rush hour. It's supposed to be worse than Bangkok, Thailand traffic.
I know.
So it's
I'm from
pretty
that area,
bad.
You know, like an hour south of you. So yeah,
that's right.
Cool.
Yeah,
so,
that.
Ray, do everyone do me a favor, as well as the listeners or watchers of the podcast here on YouTube. Tell me a little bit about yourself and where we can find you.
Okay, my name is Rahim. I am an author, painting contractor, and my family has involvement with the Giant of Kandahar, which is why I'm here talking to you guys. And my book can be found on Amazon. It is the Encyclopedia of Conspiracy Theories, Fact Book of the Hidden, Volume 1. I had Volume 2, but it got banned from Amazon because of, I wrote about this guy and I talked about Israel and stuff like that. And the book is banned. I can't even order author copies. This one is actually for my man right here. So yeah, that's, there's only a few copies in existence, but whatever, it is what it is. So I have to
put it on a PDF and send it to me, man, because it's going to be way too expensive to send anything to here to Mexico.
Don't. I'll take care of it. Don't worry about it.
All right. Cool.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about your background, where you're from, things of that nature.
All right. So my family is from Afghanistan originally. They immigrated here to the United States when I was 10 months old. So that would have been in late 1980, like December of 87. I was born in January, and then from there they moved around a whole bunch around the New York, Pennsylvania area, and then from there we ended up settling in Reading, Pennsylvania, and I was put in foster care in 1995 in Bucks County in a town called Warminster, and that's where I grew up until 2005, and then I moved back to Berks County until 2017, so 12 years up there. And then I moved to Jersey City for a couple years, and then I moved back down here right outside of Philadelphia.
All right.
I have a pretty extensively large family overseas in Pakistan and Afghanistan, most of whom I've never met and I don't know. But apparently, they know me. So if they see these videos, yeah.
Well, shout out to the Raheem family.
yeah. Shout out to the Raheems. Yeah, thanks. Awesome.
All right.
Yeah.
So I met you through Jim, the Night's Watch, our wonderful friend.
Yep.
Jim
Powell.
Powell over at the Night's Watch. Go and check out his channel, guys. Like and subscribe over there. And we hit it off pretty well. We're going to actually do a live show about Tartaria again. You said, I got some new stuff. You got my mind going. Yeah. I actually talked to somebody today. One of my students is from Tatarin, which is a part of Russia. So, and he actually speaks the language. He actually speaks the language, dude. Of the
really?
Yeah. So that's his native tongue. So I was like, and then you coming on today, I'm like, all this is lining up. So this is
yeah. Yeah. Alignment. Life is all about alignment and timing, isn't it?
All right. Yeah, it is, isn't it? It is, isn't it? It's also perspective. Yeah. A lot of it's perspective too.
Frequency, vibration,
all that stuff, dude.
Yeah.
So, the Giant of Kandahar. So I've heard of the name. I know that Kandahar is I believe you can also correct me, is in Afghanistan. Can you just kind of go into that and tell me what you know about it, what your involvement is with it, and so we can kind of go through this.
Okay, so basically, my grandmother was a witch. And that's usually how I start this conversation, because that's pretty much the premise of the whole thing. She was dabbling in some weird, they call it occult practices that were handed down to her by, for other family members. It was always passed down from like grandmother to granddaughter kind of thing. So she learned it from her elders, and essentially what it is guarding or kind of being the gatekeeper for a creature that lives inside of the earth that I guess at one time there were a lot more of them and they lived on the surface, but now I don't know if they were driven underground or if they voluntarily went underground, but apparently all the caves in Afghanistan are not the safest place to be. And growing up, my dad was told to stay out of the caves as much as he could. Don't go playing in there. It's dangerous. But more than that, there were other reasons than just maybe falling into a little like hidden crevasse or something inside of the cave, or I don't know. I don't know what else can happen in a cave. I'm ignorant, but ironically, being Afghan, I'm ignorant on what goes on in caves, right? I guess that's for the best.
All over the world, you always hear about the caves. Like here, it's the Aleutians live in the caves, which are the small, 3 foot tall, like little like cherub things that are a little bit mischievous. And then in North America, they always talk about the cave system in congruence with like the Sasquatch sightings. So then Afghanistan, you're hearing about the Kandahar giant in particular. So it's just interesting that caves and underground, there's something there going on, not to mention all the government things that we hear about and things of that nature. So let's get into the story, man.
So my dad growing up, he witnessed my grandmother doing some weird things. She would basically take some of their animals and lead them to this area where there was this cave, and it was always this specific area apparently, and this specific cave. And she would tie the animal up at the mouth of the cave, and then they would leave, and that was it. And on a few occasions, my dad said that he would hear the animal scream once they got so far away. He never saw anything personally, but he heard it, And some, obviously when they would come more times and stuff, he wouldn't go and tie the animal with my grandmother. He would just kind of wait with the donkey or whatever they had up there, because they would, I guess this was kind of far away from their village, far enough away where they had to carry things. So they brought their donkey and they brought their sacrifice animal or whatever, and they would tie this animal up at the entrance of this cave, this specific cave, repeatedly in his childhood. And then when he became a teenager, it just kind of like fell off. It just didn't happen as much anymore. And he was out hanging out with his friends. My dad was kind of I guess you could say a delinquent. He partied. He partied. And one night he was partying with his buddies, and in the morning he was coming home, and I guess he was going to pray. He went to go wash his face in the river and stuff, and he came upon a really big footprint. And he said it was really odd, because that's not something that they're told about or they hear about. He said that whoever made this footprint would have had to be a really big person. He said he could have laid down in it. It was so big. So,
oh God, okay.
Yeah, it was, he was like, what the hell is this? So, in other interviews, I was asked if he divulged whether or not there were 6 fingers or toes. I never asked. I didn't know to ask. I didn't know anything about giants or any of that when my dad told me this story. He died shortly after, so no way to, but yeah, so he came upon this footprint. He thought it was very odd, and he said something to his grandmother. He said something to my grandmother about it, which is his mother.
His mother.
And she said, all right, well, now you know why I told you to stay out of those caves. There are these things in there, and they called them jinns. So she just kind of told him, yeah, those are, there's jinns, they can take physical form, or they can just kind of vanish, or, go into like another realm or dimension or whatever you want to call it.
That's a very colloquial term for that area, like for the Islamic area, the
jinn,
for Muslims. Yeah, it's like an evil demon or something of that nature, right?
Well, jinns are made from fire. So angels are made of light, humans are made from the earth, like dust, and jinns are made from fire. And they're just another one of, the creations on the earth. And they live in a spectrum of reality that can't be consciously viewed. And I would speculate personally that that's why a lot of psychedelics exist, and people take psychedelics, is to be able to break through it. And I've experimented with that stuff in the past. I'm sure you have. I'm sure a lot of people out there watching, they've experimented with psychedelics, and there are medicine men all over the world. And I don't think Afghanistan's that different. I couldn't tell you what they hallucinate off of over there. I'm guessing some type of cactus. That would be my guess. Maybe scorpion venom. I don't know. Like, maybe they have one of those like undiscovered kinds of toads or frogs like they had here in America, where, the little secretions could make you have like a vision or whatever. So I've speculated about that, but, I didn't get too hung up on it.
Maybe even the acacia bush. Maybe the acacia bush too.
It could be. Yeah, I don't know.
Right.
I mean, they've got some really, really strong hash and stuff. I mean, they've had that for generations, right?
It's Afghan hash dogs. Call me. Your boy.
Yeah. There you go. There you go. So yeah, long story short, my dad was a little bit distraught and freaked out that he saw that, and then it was almost like I guess his mom was like so matter of fact about it that he was like, whoa, she, this is not a woman that fucks around, or like, pardon the French, but she doesn't like mess around, and she doesn't just like talk crap. Like, if she's saying it, it's probably like, there's probably some truth to it. So, my dad, he took his mom very seriously. He was pretty scared of her. Like, he saw her doing some weird, like, things with like black magic and making objects move and stuff.
Really?
And yeah, dude, he didn't want to cross his mom. I mean, he was like, he was kind of like under her thumb for a long time. And then when he got married to my mother, she was a lot younger than him. Surprise. But that's how they do it over there. And I guess we speculated that he got involved in some clandestine smuggling operations, and the people behind it were affiliated with the American government, and that's how he was able. That's how he was able to get all of us over there, over here to America. Yeah.
That makes so much sense.
I speculate also that's why I grew up with an uncle in foster care who was CIA and stuff. You know, I mean, I think he was I think he was a minder. I'm not kidding, dude. Like, I can't make this shit up if I tried. Really cool guy, had a huge influence over me in my life. He taught me a lot of the things that I know, specifically with like painting and carpentry and stuff like that. Like, that was like a way for us to bond, but he was like a master carpenter. And you know, he oversaw, you know, a bunch of my martial arts training, and he trained me with like track and field. So yeah, it's like it kind of even further makes me think that, yeah, my dad was involved with people that later were still like involved with us, you know. So
yeah, that is a wild story.
It's pretty wild. So I don't know if there's any truth to it. It's just the alignment thing. Like, there are too many coincidences,
right?
You know, for me to not consider it. You know, I'm not sitting here. I don't go around telling people, like, you know, I mean, he was definitely CIA. I mean, that was well known. He was one of the people that was training the Hmong people over there during the Vietnam War. He was one of the field officers in Laos. Yeah, he was one of those guys. Okay. Yeah, that was my uncle. He was one of those badass CIA dudes training the local boys over there to put up an offensive.
He's Afghani as well.
No. He's from Minnesota. He's a big, wiry, tall. He looks like the brawny man from the Paper Towels. Yeah. He's looked like hardcore lumberjack, dude. Like, you just look at him. He wore the flannel button downs, the tight jeans. Like, he was tall, wiry.
So this area in which your grandmother was feeding this thing, whatever it is, the jinn, the giant, is this near Kandahar?
This is like near their village someplace, but I don't think it's that close. It's like about the area. You know what I mean? It's in the vicinity.
Okay, what can you tell me about that? You can either call it a myth or occurrence, or however you want to go about it and look at it. What can you tell me about that? I don't know much about the Giant of Kandahar.
So essentially, I mean, in a nutshell, long story short, there were some U.S. Special Forces that went missing in a certain area in Kandahar or outside of it or near it, you know, and it was at this like area where there was this cave. So there was, I guess, a team sent in after them that came upon a whole bunch of like carnage where they went missing, like broken radios, like body parts, stuff like that. And then out of nowhere, like, you know, right out of a comic book, like this giant, this giant red-haired dude comes out with like a 15 or 12-foot pike or whatever, and, you know, impales the one guy, and they like light it up and they start shooting it all crazy, and everyone's yelling, "Shoot for the face!" And eventually they take it down, and I guess it's like Chinooked out of there, you know, like helicoptered out of there, and. Yeah, that's you know, I think supposedly there's speculations that it went to like Edwards Air Force Base or something like that. But I mean, if you think about it, you know how like mineral rights to like a diamond mine or a gold mine, it's very valuable. Well, the DNA footprint of a creature like that, if they didn't already know about it, which I think they probably did, they just, you know, there's like Pokemon. They just got to kind of collect as many as they can because they need more samples. I think they already know about these creatures. I mean, think about it.
Why would they need the samples? What's your speculation on
experiments? You know, make some type of hybrid creatures and stuff, you know, but I mean, that would be my guess. Maybe they already have that blueprint to make it themselves. I don't know. If nothing else, they had to get rid of the evidence, and that's why they took it to that airbase. But I would speculate
that. Did you say Andrews Air Force Base?
Edwards Air Force Base.
Where's that located?
I'm not sure.
Because Andrews is right outside of D.C. I've been on Andrews Air Force Base.
I don't think it was Andrews from what I heard in one of the YouTube videos, because I watched a whole bunch of YouTube videos about this thing after my dad told me the story. So anyway, yeah. So my dad. So this is pretty much all the stuff my dad told me. And the whole reason he told me this story was because I saw a YouTube video back when I worked at Park City Mall in Lancaster, Pennsylvania in like 2010. I was working at a kiosk in the middle of the mall, and I was just effing around on YouTube, and I found a video about Kandahar and a giant, and I thought it was like some I don't know, fan fiction or something. I thought maybe it was like some, it was something to, creepypasta, something like that, some like narrated story. I was like, all right, I put on my headphones and I was like, all right, let's see what this is about. And here it's actually like a legit encounter that the U.S. Special Forces had with a cryptid that was in Afghanistan that lived in a cave and all that. So I went home, and some time later, I asked my dad about it, and he was still alive at the time. He died in 2013. And I told him about the YouTube video, and he just kind of looked at me and was like, wait, what? Are you serious? And then he told me this story. Like, no shit, really, Dad? Okay, that's cool. And he told me that shortly after 9/11 happened, some people came to see him from the government. Okay. And they were asking him about his involvement with anyone from his old country, whatever. I mean, that's probably should be par for the course, honestly. I mean, you should expect that. And he did. He just cooperated, whatever. He didn't really care. At the end of the day, he thought that they were going to ask him about his encounters at that cave when he was a kid. He thought that that's what they came to ask him about, because he hadn't been to Afghanistan forever. He doesn't talk to his friends, his family, none of that over there, really. So, I mean, he knew that the government knew that. Why are they coming up talking to him?
Right.
I mean, they've had months and months to monitor his phone calls and his whereabouts and his activities after 9/11. Now they're coming and asking him all these things that they already probably know the answers to. So he's sitting there thinking like they're curious about something else.
That maybe he was bugged when he was telling you this?
No, I don't think. I don't. I mean, we both had cell phones at the time, so I guess they could have heard us, if you think about it. But no, I don't think. No, he wasn't getting at anything like that. No. Yeah. So he was a little bit, I guess, kind of shitting a brick. They showed up, so he kind of had to keep his composure and hope that they didn't ask about that, which they did not. Okay. I don't even know if that had occurred yet. If the whole, the U.S. Special Forces.
Why would they pull him to the side?
I don't think he was the only one. That they were doing that to, but I could go further into that, but I would be digressing too hard from the topic.
Fine.
So
that's fine. I mean, I just want to hear your little bit of thoughts about these. You were talking about, when they take these things and they want to have the DNA markers or the genetic material.
Yeah.
So what do you said that they're making hybrids? Do you think that maybe, like, for example, because I think that Bigfoot is actually something that's already existed, kind of like the Kandahar giant. But I don't know about these dogmen. What do you think that possibly they could be doing something of that nature too?
I guess it's possible. I mean, as far as the dogman stuff goes, I don't know too much about that. I always kind of thought that werewolf stuff was like, kind of like the vampire stuff. Mm-hmm. But that's what it sounds like it is to me. It sounds like it's a werewolf, but not something that turns back into a man. Right. It's just kind of a permanent werewolf. So that's kind of how a lichen. A lichen. Yeah, there you go. But from what I understand, Tartaria had them, and they have their own land beyond the ice wall.
Oh,
and apparently they're Christian.
We don't know what that is here.
Apparently they're Christians too. Like they're one of them was like a saint, like I don't even know. Like one of them was a saint. So,
wow, you never know, man. I've been hearing, because I talk to people about it, and some people say there's ones that are like a hyena-faced one, and there's ones that look like a regular, like a big ass German Shepherd, and then there's ones that look like a dog of sorts, but it's weird shaped. And one, I don't know which one's which, but some of them like kind of just walk, like just appear out of nowhere, and then just go back in again. And then there's ones not like that are maybe they're saying the government is making these things, and then those are the hyper aggressive ones. And it makes people think like, oh, why would they release that on the American population? What do you think those?
Why not?
Those deer ticks are? What do you think those? What are those ones? The Lone Star tick that make you not eat meat. What do you think
they give you the the Lone Star tick's been genetically modified from what I've heard. Same thing with same thing with ticks with Plum Island. You know, the town of Lyme in Maine, I believe it is. That's where they get. Yeah. Oh yeah, so, Plum Island.
Yeah, we're gonna have a good time on this, man. You and I are gonna be on here many times. You have to give the gab, and I have to give.
I don't know about that, man. I think I'm just a blabbermouth.
That's probably why your book got you got curly chalked over there, and
where are you?
Yeah. So, like you were telling me that.
Rest in peace, brother. Rest in peace. Your legacy will live on.
That's right, man. The ability to talk to people. Whether you disagree with them or not. That's the whole thing. Well, that's the whole thing. We have to make sure that we have to revamp the concept of understanding that we have to talk to people, even if we disagree with them, and not just shut down any type of conversation because you don't agree with it. And I think that's intentional because it didn't used to be that way. Remember?
Well, that's censorship. No. It's just censorship. Everyone's trying to censor each other. I mean,
it's a form of manipulation. It's a form of manipulation.
Outright control, man. It's just some people they want you like this.
Right.
Yeah,
they want me to not like you because you're from Afghanistan, although you are my brother, and you not like me because I'm American, although you're different. You know what I'm saying? Woman.
Although I am an American, so it's like
close enough.
Close enough.
Just fucking with you, man. That's what I do. That's what I do, man. That's what I do.
That's funny.
Of course you are. And it's all about class fighting, infighting, religious, race, social status, whatever it is.
Yep.
If we can't sit down and talk, then we've lost it all. So you were telling me.
That's the direction it's been going. Yes. it's sad, but it's already here. So
I think we're on the precipice of knowing this because you can see. I think because I know kind of where you are, but I think the machine, for lack of a better term, wants that because if you're fighting with each other and as they keep going to the bank, enslaving you further, is what they want. They want you to go, what's that over there? In the meantime, they're over here doing something else. And they do things like actually make you vote for things that are against your interest. How do they do that? It's manipulation. And that's what we are at the end. We are manipulable. That's what we really are in the end. So we have to be aware of that. Therefore, I've been manipulated, of course. We've been in relationships with women and women with men, and you know how that can happen on that small scale. Now imagine a larger scale. Yeah. Sorry, man. I'm over here talking when you should be.
No. No, it just the last one really, really, really just opened my eyes. Like, I mean, I already knew the deal, but man, when you fly halfway across the world to find out someone is an avoidant, that is the worst thing in the world, dude.
I can't read between the lines on that one. You're gonna have to write me on the shadow now. I don't know what the hell that
means. Yeah, we'll talk more about that later. But yeah, I mean, for those out there who know, if you're in a long distance relationship with someone who has an avoidant attachment style, you're you are in for a world of pain. Anyway, so yeah.
I didn't mean to touch home so easy. Damn, dude, I didn't mean that. So,
no, you're good.
Yeah, you were telling me about. Okay, we can go into that because you were like, let's talk about that. It's what's happening. You were talking about something that you've seen in the sky.
Yeah, dude. I
want to go through both instances, the first one and the recent one. Go ahead and open up that can of worms.
All right, man. So, good friend of mine is now medically retired from the Philadelphia Police Department. And he's really, really cool guy. He's like my brother. I've known him a little while, and we used to arm wrestle with each other. I'm sorry, we used to be on the same arm wrestling team. I used to arm wrestle.
You were on an arm wrestling team?
I was.
What's your favorite movie? Over the Top?
No.
Did you have that fucking
No,
weight in your truck?
it was just no, but my buddy does. I have a Russian friend who drives a truck, and he has like that whole like Stallone setup. It's great. It's awesome.
You got to do this with your hand.
Yeah. He's pronation and stuff. Anyway, yeah. So I met him through arm wrestling. You know, we used to show up at the practice that was around here. This was like 5 years ago, and eventually we started hanging out. And he's a big weightlifter, pretty well known. I won't go into who he is. He likes his privacy. So anyway, out in Missouri, he wants to pick up these weights. Okay, these weights. He wants me to restore them for him. I said, okay, no problem. I can do that. Grind them all down to bare steel and make them original. Okay, cool. So we drive out there, and on the way out there, we see something. Okay, and what we see is about the size of the sun or the moon, and it moved so incredibly quick through the sky. My friend and I were on interstate. I can't remember if it's 56 or 57. I want to say it's 57.
Is this day or nighttime? Is this day?
This is nighttime.
Nighttime.
This is nighttime. Yeah. This is like between 9 and 10 p.m., I believe. And we're driving, and we're bumping to music. We're listening to my playlist that I made for the road trip. We've been driving 18 hours. We've got 3 or 4 hours to go left. We're going to Port Gerado there in Missouri. And Port Gerado is pretty much where the eclipse from 2017 and from 2024 intersected.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah. So we're going there, and right by there, we see this thing in the sky. And we didn't just see this thing, we connected with this thing. Okay. And when I say connected, I mean, me and my friend at once saw it. There was like a tractor trailer in front of us, and there was a pickup truck pulling a fifth wheel like motorhome. It was like one of those trailer motorhomes.
Yeah, I know.
It was So they were in front of us, and we were in a Penske box truck, like a U-Haul van, basically. But it's the big yellow one, and we're going down the hill. It's pitch black. If you've ever been out there at nighttime driving, there's no one for like 10 miles. It's rural. It's in the middle of nowhere, and where this happened was in a place called Kinmundy in very, very lower Illinois, near the border of Missouri. Yeah, so we're like 2 or 3 hours from our destination, and in very lower Illinois is where we've seen this. So we saw this thing right away. My friend's like, holy, he's freaked out. I'm like staring at that spot where we saw the thing. I'm fumbling for my Bluetooth speaker. I finally like hit it, and he pulls over, and we start freaking out. Our bodies are drenched in sweat within like a couple minutes. Like, we're drenched in sweat. I went to grab my cell phone. It was really, really hot. Like, it was hot, dude.
So you guys watching here. This is Kinmundy, Illinois. This is where you've seen this.
Yeah, Kinmundy, Illinois. Now, show me. Is that 56 or 57? The highway. 57. Okay. I keep mixing that up. I don't know why. But yeah, we're driving through Kinmundy there.
Okay, yeah, you're right outside. You're about an hour or so outside of St. Louis. Okay, I got you.
Yeah. We weren't far from our destination.
Cool.
So we're driving. We pull over. We're freaking out. My cell phone's on fire. Like, not literally, but it's really hot. His cell phone's really hot, and we both start crying. We're both grown men, dude. And my buddy's a cop.
Arm wrestlers,
all that. I mean, he's a tougher dude than me. Stronger dude, tougher. He's been through some crazy scenarios with his job. Like, that'll harden anyone like nails. It's a good buddy, and he's crying over here like a sobbing like a baby, just like me. And we're looking at each other, and we just can't believe what we just experienced. And out of nowhere, I start getting like messages in my head and stuff, dude. And this is something I didn't really go into in the other interviews, but I'm going to go into it here. Okay. I got contacted by something. Okay, something crawled in my fucking brain, dude. And when I say it crawled in my brain, imagine not being able to escape from something inside of your mind.
Sounds
Like, just imagine that for a moment. Imagine that. It's like an intruder coming in your house and you can't run from them. I mean, I live in a 1-bedroom apartment. I can't hide from anyone if they decide to come in here and accost me. You know what I mean? It's kind of like that. It's almost like something crawled in your brain and enslaved it.
Wow, dude.
Yeah, dude. It's almost like, because I've been doing Kung Fu for a long time. It's almost like
Jim was telling me that. Jim was telling me that he had the same thing, but it was physical with him.
Yeah, no, this was physical as well, but
really,
absolutely, yeah, this was absolutely physical. I was hunched over. My friend said this was going on for 10 minutes, where I was talking to whatever the hell this thing was. So it only felt like 2 minutes to me. So right there, I had missing time. I mean, now I don't know if that's a perception thing. I don't know if that's what missing time is, but. It only felt like I was talking to it for like 2 minutes, and my friend said, "No, dude, I was driving for like 10 or 15 minutes, and you were just sitting there talking to this whatever the hell. It's like you were like talking to yourself, but you would repeat what it said to you out loud." And I pretty much.
Do you have any of that dialogue?
Yeah, absolutely. They sure. So. I got this feeling where it feels like your brain is being cheese grated while you feel, not hear, but feel static from like an old television mixed with like a grinding blender sound. And every time this thing talked, that's what I felt and heard.
Oh my God, dude,
so it's like all of the neurons, all the little synapses in my brain just like we're just going in ballistic, going overload, because I don't think human beings are supposed to interact with whatever the hell this thing is or these things are. I personally think that they are fallen angels. I don't think they're aliens. I don't think I that's what I think. I think those things from the Bible, I think this is what I was talking to. People out there might think I'm crazy. I really don't care. I spoke to a guy named David Altman. So my good friend Terry Carter, shout out Terry. Check out his YouTube channel, Terry Carter's treasure hunting channel on YouTube. He hooked me up with a guy named David Altman, who is a UFOologist and has been making documentaries and all this stuff. I didn't even know who this guy was, but after hearing my story, Terry put me in touch with him, and this guy said he's heard hundreds of these stories. Hundreds of the same exact stories that I was describing to him.
What was this
over the years?
What was this thing telling to you? What was it saying, Ray? What was
this? I pretty much said, "Who are you and what do you want?" Mm-hmm. Like, fuck off. Like, what is this? Like, this is harassment. Like, if there was such a thing if there was such a thing as harassment on everything I love, dude, it is this. Like, somebody stealing your, spoofing your Instagram is nothing. So it told me that we've been watching you your whole life. And this is another thing that Dave Altman said, is that these things, they single you out, making you think that you're like special so that you trust them and all that. Like, they come in the guise of like, we're your friends. And it's like scary. Like, if you're my friend, I shouldn't feel all this dread and all this fear. That's not normal. I mean, come on, man. So
exactly what Karen Wilkinson was telling me. She was like, she was on the ship or in these underground bases, and they were like, they come at you with this like, oh, I'm your friend kind of thing. And
it's like, dude, you ain't my friend.
You end up doing something. Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So okay, man. I'm with you, man. It's all right, dude. I shit is hard.
No, it's cool. I mean, I think I'm good. Like, before, when I told the story, I would get emotional. Now I'm just kind of like, those like mofos. You're just like, oh, kind of makes you a little bit upset that they're able to have that kind of control over you, But like pretty much, they said that they've been watching me my whole life, and I've interacted with them in person, like physically. And I was like, what do you want? Who are you? Why are you watching me? Like, That's creepy. You know, I was like, I'm sitting there thinking, like, did I run into files when I was a kid and didn't know it? And here they were, these aliens. Like, I don't know, dude. I have no idea. Where was Tim Ballard when you needed him? So, yeah, Sound of Freedom, man, crazy.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I gotta go make sure I bump that word out of there, that P word that you dropped on me.
Sorry, dude. Yeah, bump that out of there. I'm sorry, bro.
I got it. I wrote a timestamp. We're good, man.
Okay, good.
It's not
Sorry,
the first
bro.
time I've heard that, but we live in such a free world in which you can't say this kind of thing. But yet we're better than China. Come on, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's kind it's evasive in its own way.
Things that make you go, So
So after this happened, like
I'm having this dialogue with this thing. My friend's driving. He's freaking out, and he told me, like, when I came out of this like trance or whatever I was in, he told me, he's like, bro, that was some of the. He's like, I've walked in on the nastiest, weirdest like crime scenes. I've seen satanic shit with crime scenes. He's like, this was on another level. He's like, I don't know what the fuck to think. He's like, I almost want to kick you out of the fucking car. Like, I almost want to like push you out, dude. Like, that was weird. You're freaking me out. Like, knock it off. And I'm like, sorry, man. Like, I just had a conversation with something I don't think is human. I couldn't escape it. He's like, yeah, I heard it, man. He's like, I heard all of it. Like, what the F? Like, what is this, man? What is going on right now?
To give like, a little more, just to kind of not butt in so much, but to give you a little bit of something else.
No, you're fine.
I was talking to a gentleman. His name is Neil Ballas, and he's what are those people that can dream and make themselves aware that they're dreaming? What do they call that? The word is escaping me right now. Like, where you touch the wall, is this real kind of thing? And then you want to fly, whatever that word is. People are. I
don't know. I've had that a million times. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people have. Yeah.
He's very good at this. He's very good. It's something dreaming. You guys are yelling at the screen, but I'm sorry. But anyway, he can do that. He can do that. And in these dreams, you have complete and ultimate control, right? So he would like, okay, I want to be in a room. Boom, he's in a building. Break the window, go flying. On this one occasion, his friend's father, who was basically his father growing up because his father wasn't there, had passed away. And the father came to him, and this is like a week later, 2 weeks later, and he came to him and he said, I got something to tell you. And he goes, no, I don't want to deal with this right now. Poof, block him out. He goes, you can't do that here. He goes, this is the story I want you to tell my son. Okay. That's crazy. Leaves. 2 weeks, month later, his friend's leaving to go overseas. Hey, man, I didn't want to tell you this, but your father, he goes, well, let me guess. He came to you in a dream and told you that everything is fine. Where he's going, he can't talk to you anymore. But at the same time, and everything is going to be okay. And he goes, yeah. He goes, where'd you hear that? My mother told me this, and my sister told me this. And another time, an alien grabbed him because he was shooting at these rockets in the sky. I said, don't do that. And it came and rocked him and punched him in the chest and knocked him out of lucid dreaming. Knocked him out of his lucid dream, woke up with a sore chest. So I'm saying there's something in there where they can get into your head and actually make you like aware that they're there and make you say, you need to listen to me. So that's now the third occurrence. I've heard it in different ways. I just want to kind of bring that up. I'm sorry. It came to my head and I had to get it out there. That's
fun.
That is terrifying, man.
That was easily the most dreadful, terrifying, as you just said, moment of my entire life was when I was interacting with whatever this thing was.
And you only seen it for a split second.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, like, my friend even said it, like, we connected with it. Like, when it whizzed by in the sky, I don't think the people in front of us seen it. I don't even think they noticed it. They might have thought it was like, I don't know, like a quick lightning flash or something, like, but me and my friends saw it and we connected with it.
Yeah. There's another, dude, you're bringing up something. There's another guy I was talking to. This is a year and a half ago. And he was, what the hell was he? He was logging in the Sierra Nevadas and he seen this white dot go across the sky. And his friends they were like, hey, you see that? And he goes, yeah. And he looked, that thing went within not even, it moved so fast that it went like like it skipped time. Looked at it and then buzzed off. 2 weeks later, he's at a concert as detail, like security. There was these two people in the kitchen, but no one's supposed to be in there. two large Northern European people. They look the Nordics as we know them. They're like, yeah, we've been watching you. We know that you saw us, and we don't want you to tell anybody about this. And then just like, walk the fuck off. And he was like, I don't know what that was, but I've seen this dude. So and you also get this thing with always saying, yeah, we have to protect the earth. That's another one that always seems to come out. You probably heard that too, didn't you?
Well, yeah, this is the part where, I usually, it's a little hard not to get emotional, but here goes. Okay. So I asked who they were when I was talking to them, and they basically said that they were the Pleiadians. And yeah,
for real, dude.
Yeah, they told me that they were Pleiadians. And I thought that was I thought that was a little bit too specific, because at the time, my Instagram name was Pleiadian Starchild.
Oh my God, dude.
And I thought maybe that was like a psychological thing that whatever this entity was trying to like manipulate my mind into thinking that it was my friend by telling me, oh, we're Pleiadians. So that made me think like, all right, if I'm scared, you're telling me you're Pleiadians. Pleiadians are supposed to be like good and peaceful and all that. Like, but
right.
Here's the deal. This could have been the Pleiadians. I don't know. It very well could have been them, and I'm just a pussy.
How can you, dude? You're hearing grinding noises in your mind with static going like.
I know. Listen. I know it's scary. It's terrifying. Okay, whatever. That's fine. But maybe there's someone out there that would not have had this reaction. I don't know. But when I asked them, why are you telling me this and not my friend, they told me that you are able to handle this. Like physically, emotionally, mentally, everything in your life that you've gone through, you're able to handle this. Like your stress response, your response to stressful situations and all that. Mm-hmm. Your resilience, all that. It was like I was getting these like.
That means I've been watching him.
It was like well, that's what they said. They said him and me had some type of like cosmic bond. That was their words, not mine. I don't know what the hell that's about, but they said that they've been watching my buddy too.
Sounds like a trick to me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of this could have been cap. It could have just been a bunch of BS that they were spoon feeding me in order to like enslave my brain.
Were you thinking
legitimate.
Were you thinking?
I was thinking all kinds of stuff, man. I mean, when it feels like something is joint locking your brain into submission, you're thinking all kinds of stuff. You're thinking, this is not my friend. This person does not. Whoever this is, they do not have my best interest in mind.
What a great analogy! Joint locking, trying to put you into submission that you would tap out.
Yeah, dude. It was like, and if you didn't listen, it just like applied more pressure, and you feel like your bone's going to snap. But
Are you serious?
Yeah, dude, it's like you feel like your brain's going to snap. It was the most messed up thing in the world. It was like, I felt like a rape victim afterwards. You might have to block that word out, too.
Word.
Sorry.
4752.
Sorry. Yeah. All right. I'll have to, I felt like something forced itself on me, and I felt like a lot of those.
I thought you used the real language, and I cut it out. Then
yeah. Okay, cool. That shows I'm still not,
Those of you over on Spotify, you get to hear these words.
There you go. There you go. Yeah.
So how did you deal with that? So you're coming. He's telling you what's going on.
It was the most screwed up thing in the world. So we're driving. Now he's all disheveled. I'm all disheveled, and I just had like some type of contact with some nasty, filthy thing that made any demonic or satanic type movie or ritual look like a walk in the park. I mean, Now I look at all that satanic stuff, now I'm like, that's nothing. That's not scary. That's not creepy. You guys don't know what scary and creepy is. Yeah. Like the thing we saw in the sky made the most advanced aircraft carrier, the most advanced jet fighter, submarine, made them look like toys in a sandbox, dude. Like, I don't know if that was a living thing we saw or some type of technology, or maybe it was a living technology. Maybe it was something that came through CERN, and there was another version of CERN near where we were. I don't know, man. Like,
Yeah,
it makes your mind run wild. Like
yeah, when I saw that when I had the poltergeist encounter when I was a kid, man. It's the fear that you feel being 8 years old and something slamming a door in your face and throwing shoes
man,
at
it's
you.
not right. Yep.
It's weird, and like my girlfriend loves like horror movies. She's like, these are so scary, but won't watch like Nuke's Top 5, like Nuke's Top 5, where they show you like the videos and things. I enjoy the real stuff because I've experienced the real stuff, And so anything you see in Hollywood, I don't care if it's The Ring or whatever, it's nothing like the real thing. It's not even close.
Nothing.
1/100th of it. It's not even close.
Not even. No.
Yeah, dude. So you were saying that recently you saw something again.
Yeah. So, well, let me finish the story. The story is pretty crazy.
My fault.
Yeah. Sorry. Anyway, so I had this encounter with this thing. My buddy's driving. We're all disheveled. We still got like a little bit of a drive left. We get to an area that they call Little Egypt. There's a town called Cairo. There's a town called Thebes. There's a town called, I think it's like Sphinx. I forget. But they call that area.
Memphis too.
Yeah, Memphis is right there. I think there's like a Memphis around there, I believe. I'm not sure. But they call that area Little Egypt, right outside of Port Gerado. And that is where that solstice happened on April 8th of 2024, where in 2017, the eclipse went from Washington State, I think, down to like Florida or something. It went that trajectory. And then the other one came from like Mexico up to like Canada.
Yes, I see.
And it formed an X right over where we were. Okay. So we get to that bridge right there, crossing into Port Gerado over the Mississippi River. It is completely shut down by like 50 police officers. They unalived a man on that bridge in his car. Okay, because he had unalived a cop in Chicago earlier that day or a day or two prior. I'm not sure. They caught up to homeboy and they iced him. Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna show you something that just popped in my head. So I want you to hear your thoughts on it. Now, not only do those two things X, but do you also see where the 33rd parallel runs through, my friend? You see where?
Oh wow.
That is like right there, dude.
Wow.
I don't know exactly where Port Gerardo is, but that whole area you're talking about, dude, it is right there. There's St. Louis right there. It runs basically through St. Louis.
Well, they call that UFO Alley, I think.
Yeah, dude.
Right?
That whole area. Oh my God, dude. Okay.
Yeah.
So not only do you have these two crossings of the eclipse, but you also have the 33rd parallel and the names of the towns. This is a lot of that's an interesting spot.
Yeah.
We should put that on our radar, for lack of a better word.
There you go. So this bridge is closed. There's a bunch of cops on it. We use the GPS, like map, Google Maps, whatever, to get around it, and we think that we're being slick. Here we come onto the bridge. And we have this big yellow box truck in the middle of like 50 cop cars. And for 10 minutes, nobody comes up and says anything to us. And my buddy, who's a cop, retired, he's like, we could be anyone. These guys are idiots. And apologies to all the cops out there. They were actually really nice. They were really cool cops, those guys, because they did eventually come up and talk to us. We told them, hey, we're trying to get over. My buddy showed him his badge. They had their little cop like camaraderie real quick, they talked for like 10 minutes. But he basically said, ye shall not pass. You got to turn the hell around. We know that there's a gas station and we could let you cross, but it's a crime scene. And you're a cop, so you know this. So you got to go back and you got to double 2 hours down the river to cross. Well, we didn't have enough gas. So we had to shack up right there at in a parking lot where there's this big statue of like a goose or a duck. And it was like an egg farm. Yeah, it was like an egg farm or like an egg pasture or something for like chickens and stuff. And my buddy, I give him like my camping saw. I have my little survival knife, and we're like thinking this UFO is coming back, man. We're scared. We're like freaked out, man. And So we wait a couple hours. We drive to the Turkey Hill near there for some gas finally when it opens up at 5 a.m. And I talk to the clerk, and the clerk says, yeah, there's UFO sightings around here all the time. Because I told him what we saw. I told him we were from back east, and, we're seeing some weird stuff.
That's a term used in the 1800s. We're from back east.
Yeah, there you go.
You don't hear that very often.
I know, right? And so I said to him, hey, do you guys see like UFOs and stuff around here? He's like, oh, every once in a while. He said it just like that. And I was like, oh, no. That means all the time.
That means you're creepy, dude. That dude's creepy.
Well, it was even more creepy when I was walking out.
Yeah.
And his David the Gnome looking self was like looking at his coworker while talking, but then looking at me constantly too. And I was just like, oh, these town folk know something. You know what I mean? It felt like Children of the Corn. It was terrible.
Right,
I was like, So, yeah, it was creepy, man. So then we go pick up my buddy's weights in the morning after we stay at the Airbnb. He can't get a refund, whatever. He's a little bit like, whatever. We pick up the weights, tell the people the story. They're like, oh, you don't say, that's crazy, goodbye. So now we're driving back home. And every time I look at something, I start getting visions of it being dismantled like schematic charts. So now I have this weird thing in my brain where I can't look at something without seeing it all dissected.
Yeah, that reminds me.
And that happened for like
that.
You know what it reminded me of is that movie Akira, the Japanese animation Akira, where that guy Tetsuo in the movie, he has a bike crash with the little psychic kid, and now suddenly he has these psychic abilities, and when he looks at something, it like he can dissect it with his brain. Well, this is what was going on with me, and that led me to believe that must be predictive programming. Maybe the government, powers that be, movie producers, all these people in these secret societies, they know that these abilities exist, and they put them in movies and stuff. Right. So when I was experiencing this stuff, I started getting all emotional, and my buddy's like, why are you crying? And I said, dude, and I explained it to him. He's like, I hate this trip. that's all he said. He's like, bro, I'm over it. I'm done. Like, are you good to drive, man? I was like, yeah, I'm good to drive. I just don't want to drive into like, it's like,
I don't want to drive into infinity or to the Godhead right now, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I really had to keep it together. Like
what people say about the dimethyltryptamine DMT, that like they'll see like something, a picture breakdown, and then it'll break into infinity, into the numbers and all that. So it kind of gives me that vibe too.
That's weird. Yeah.
Oh, I'm coming from that area. Like, I read a lot about psychedelics and what that does and how it can change your mind and either make you sane or make you insane. It can make you go both ways.
Yeah. Depending on what you do while you're hallucinating, it reorders your it rewires and reorders your nervous system. So, for all those out there who want to learn a physical skill in record time, if you do it tripping, I mean, you're going to learn it infinitely faster than if you weren't. I mean,
or not, because we don't condone that here.
No, we don't. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. No.
Dude, I have to know all the little tricks and stuff, dude. It's ridiculous. But yeah, okay, so that's messed up. Let's go and finish this up with what happened to you 2 weeks ago. I think you told me.
Yeah, so 2 weeks ago, I'm walking from the gas station right by my house. I went over there to get some pineapple juice and some, sweet chili Doritos because, sometimes you get cravings for junk food. And so I'm walking back, and I see that blue orb that me and my buddy saw in Kinmundy. I see it streak across the sky. And I stopped, and I'm like, oh no. But there were people around me and nobody saw it. So the one dude, he was walking. One of my neighbors, I live in an apartment complex, and one of my neighbors, I was like, yo, bro, did you just see that? And he's like, what are you talking about? And he was looking in that direction. So I'm like, what's going on here? Like, you didn't just see that blue, like asteroid, like cloud craft looking thing just streak through the sky like a lightning bolt? He's like, no. He's like, but I'm going to look out for it now. I said, okay. No, And I was freaked out for like 5 minutes, but this time when I saw it, I didn't like connect with it or whatever. So I don't think it was like a big deal. But I definitely saw it, and that guy facing the same direction didn't see it. I mean, how could you not see it? Half of your field of vision is sky. I mean, you're outside. So how do you not see that?
That can happen. There's been people who take like, they'll have like shared psychedelic experiences. This is, like I said, this is my input. Is that there'll be two people seeing something, and you see that, and they'll see two different things, or they can be looking in the same place, and one person won't see it, and the other person will. I was talking to the Arizona 4 guys, and one guy's seen the Bigfoot in front of him. The other one said it stepped, and then it took a step over. And he didn't see it anymore. He goes, "I don't see it." He goes, "I still do." And he goes, "Really?" "Yeah, it's right there in front of us." And he goes, "What are you talking about?" He steps over into his field of view, and then he could see it again. That's
interesting.
Yeah, dude. I'm trying to tie up ends in, I guess, the most unscientific way possible, but nonetheless, it's all fascinating, and I don't think we know.
There's a lot of stuff to be left up to speculation. That's the problem. I mean, there's no like concrete, like it's just feelings. You get vibes. Yeah, maybe deductive reasoning, but nothing ever like concrete.
Yeah, it's hard to,
except for what you see. If you see it, that's different. Like you can't
unsee it. Yeah.
It's
very hard. It's very hard. Yeah, man. This has been a blast, and we're going to definitely do this again, of course, man. Could you tell me one more time where they can find your books?
My book is the Encyclopedia of Conspiracy Theories, a fact book of the hidden, volume 1. You can find it on Amazon.
Fantastic, man. I want to thank you so much, Ray, for coming on and talking with me today.
Thank you for having me on, and it was a pleasure being here. Thanks, man.
Thank you, buddy. So remember, guys, we are the Eye. We are aware. I love you all, and have yourself a wonderful day, night, evening, whatever it is on your side of the world. Later. You have been watching the Eye of Jupiter podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel and hit that bell notification so you don't miss any of your favorite interviews. And remember, we are the Eye, and we are aware.